Monday night in Detroit didn't end well for the Toronto Maple Leafs. A 3-2 loss to the Red Wings, and more than the scoreboard, what remained was the silence in the locker room. That heavy kind of silence where every player knows something serious is coming in the post-game presser. And it did. So hang on, Leafs fans, because today's video is diving deep into this story, into Craig Berube's words, William Nylander's current moment, and what all of this means for Toronto's future. Before we continue, hit that like button and subscribe, because here we take hockey seriously. No shallow summaries. Here you'll actually understand what's going on inside the locker room, what Berube really meant between the lines, and how this kind of pressure could change the course of the season. So if you live and breathe the Toronto Maple Leafs, if you cheer, suffer, and believe in this team, click below, turn on notifications, and come with me, because this analysis will make you see last night's game in a completely different way. Craig Berube, the Leafs' new head coach, didn't hide his frustration. He was direct, no sugarcoating, no soft talk, the kind of honesty that can change an entire locker room. The target of his words? William Nylander, one of the most talented, most skilled, and also most scrutinized players on the roster. Willie needs more shots. Berube said he doesn't have enough. In Detroit, he had none. 1 or 2 last night. He needs to attack more, get closer to middle. We need more from him. And right there, the fans realized the Berube era had officially begun. This is no longer the same Toronto as in past seasons. The beautiful, skillful team that sometimes played without urgency. Now, every player will be held accountable. And Nylander, who signed a massive extension to be one of the team's cornerstones, was the first to feel the weight of this new philosophy. The truth is, the criticism makes sense. In the first 3 games of the season, Nylander has 3 points, 1 goal, and 2 assists. Statistically, not alarming. But look closer, and the issue stands out. Just 3 shots on goal. 3 in 3 games. For a player who thrives on offensive instinct, that's a red flag. And what really bothers a coach is a negative rating. -3 in the losses to Detroit. For a coach like Berube, that means a lack of presence, a lack of two-way commitment. And if there's one thing Berube won't tolerate, it's a player mentally checked out. He's not a coach who relies solely on talent. What he wants is effort, intensity, and purpose in every shift. Anyone who remembers the St. Louis Blues 2019 championship knows. Berube's DNA is that of a warrior team. Physical, relentless, never giving up on a puck battle. And that's exactly the mindset he's trying to instill now in Toronto. But the challenge might be bigger than it looks. William Nylander is a rare talent. At 29, he's in the prime of his career, physically and technically. He's the kind of player who, when confident, can change the outcome of a game by himself. Last season, he broke personal records. Over 40 goals, nearly 100 points, and moments of pure brilliance. Pinpoint passes, creative plays, incredible puck control at high speed. Leafs fans have come to expect magic from Nylander. But Berube doesn't want magic. He wants consistency. He wants a kind of player who doesn't disappear when things get tough. And Nylander, historically, is someone who needs comfort to perform. He's a rhythm player. When the environment changes, when the coach shuffles lines or tweaks his role, he takes a few games to find his game again. And that's exactly what's happening now. Today, Nylander is playing alongside John Tavares and Bobby McMann. It's a new line, still finding chemistry. Tavares is a cerebral veteran who likes to control the puck in slower, more deliberate offensive cycles. McMann, on the other hand, brings pure energy, a forechecking player who goes into contact, creates space, but lacks the creative touch of playmaker. On paper, it seems balanced. In practice, it doesn't yet fit Nylander's style. He needs speed, quick passes, and freedom to cut inside and create plays on his own. Berube acknowledged that in the presser. I think he's got new line mates too, he said. But honestly, I don't know exactly what it is. I'll talk to him and see what's going on. That kind of statement reveals something important. Berube wants to understand, but he also wants a challenge. He knows that by saying it publicly, he's putting the responsibility back on the player. It's a mental test. And Nylander will have to respond on the ice. Toronto is also missing Mitch Marner. The absence of number 16 the creative brain of the team, is hitting harder than expected. The power play, one of the league's deadliest in recent years, hasn't worked yet this season. No power play goals so far. Even with Matthews, Tavares, Really, and Nylander on the top unit, the team looks stuck. It's missing the touch, the improvisation, the vision that Marner brings. And without him, Nylander needs to be that guy, the one who takes control, dictates the pace of the attack. But so far, he's been playing like a supporting act. That's why Berube says we need more from him. Because when the game stalls, it's the stars who have to break open. It's a complex situation. Berube came in with one mission, to change the culture. And you don't change culture without friction. The Leafs have been a team that relies on talent. Berube wants a team that relies on drive. And in this clash between philosophy and instinct, Nylander becomes a symbol of the challenge. Technically, what you see in games is clear. Nylander is getting the puck on the boards, playing far from the middle, far from danger. He's always been at his best attacking the slot, that high danger area in front of the goalie. But lately, he's hesitating, preferring to circle with the puck, look for a pass instead of shooting. Maybe he's still adapting to the new system. Maybe it's confidence. The fact is, when Nylander doesn't attack the middle, the team loses verticality. The opposing defense adjusts. Toronto becomes predictable and their offensive talent gets diluted. Berube knows that. That's why the message is direct. And it's fascinating how the relationship between coach and star can shape a team's fate. Berube needs Nylander at his best, and Nylander needs Berube's trust. It's a delicate balance. If there's friction, the impact can be devastating. But if the connection works, if Nylander gets a message and answers on the ice, Toronto could become a more complete and dangerous contender than ever before. And he has everything it takes. Nylander is a player who often responds when challenged. Last season, when people doubted his consistency, he answered with a remarkable 17-game point streak. He's the kind of player who, when provoked, flips a switch. And Berube knows that, which is why the criticism is public. It's calculated. It's strategic. Meanwhile, the team prepares to face the Nashville Predators in their first back-to-back of the season. It's a home game in Toronto, and all eyes will be on Nylander. The Scotiabank Arena will be packed, and fans want to see a response. They want attitude. They want that player who takes the game into his own hands, who changes the rhythm, who dares. And Nylander will need that not only for himself, but for the group, because Berube's message goes beyond number 88. It applies to the whole roster. It's a reminder that Toronto needs to stop being just a talented team. It needs to be a hungry one. In recent seasons, we've seen the same movie. Huge expectations, great regular season numbers, and a bitter playoff exit. That's what Berube wants to change. He wants a team that understands what it means to compete every night, to play with purpose. In the end, this challenge is a maturity test. For Berube, it's about setting a standard. For Nylander, it's about proving he can be more than just a skill player. He can be a leader. The challenge is set. And if there's a stage for redemption, it's the Toronto ice. The fans will be there, the cameras will be on, and the moment calls for a response. Because in a team with Austin Matthews, John Tavares, Morgan Really, and William Nylander, the issue was never talent. It's always been will. And maybe, just maybe, this public wake-up call from Berube is exactly what the team needed. Sometimes discomfort is what sparks growth. And this Berube-led Toronto, if it can align talent and commitment, could be the most dangerous team in the Eastern Conference. But it all starts with one player, one shot, one response. And on that night against Nashville, everyone will be watching to see if William Nylander will be the player who answers a call, or the one who stays on perimeter, far from danger, far from his own essence. The story is being written shift by shift. And in Toronto, where pressure is constant and the fans' love is as intense as their expectations, every detail matters. Berube wants more from Nylander. And honestly, the fans do too. Because when number 88 is locked in, the Toronto Maple Leafs are a completely different team. And hockey just looks better. So, Leafs fans, drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with Berube? Was he right to call out Nylander publicly, or should he have handled it behind closed doors? Will this criticism light a fire under number 88 or cause tension in the locker room? What's certain is that Toronto is in transition. A new coach, a new tone, and the same old dream to finally prove this group can be champions. And if that's going to happen, it depends on players like William Nylander. He already has the talent. Now he needs a fire. If you're a Maple Leafs fan, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because here we analyze everything from the locker room to the ice. And stay tuned, because the next game promises fireworks. Toronto needs to respond. And Nylander needs to find himself again.